May 22nd. You got Lord for you got
Shern Cut a Smooth EP Digital. Welcome
just
back.
Like that, just like that.
Tuning in, my friend.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. I guess we'll jump right in it. The next topic that we kind of want to bring up is being complacent in the black community. And when I say being complacent, I mean how long do we stay in the position that we're in? I'm talking about relationships, talking about job and career, talking about your business advancement, especially in the age of social media. When I talk about relationships, I mean, I want to relate it to the movie. Have y'all seen Acrimony yet?
I still haven't seen it. I keep
still
hearing
haven't
about
seen
it.
it?
You're like the fifth person to tell me, hey, have you seen it?
I mean, I put it like this. It gives a real scenario of a lady. She took care of a dude, 18 years. He didn't have a job. He didn't have stuff like that. So how long do you give somebody before you figuring out something else to do? If you're not happy with that person, in a relationship, I guess there's no real time to say when you up with that person because that's love.
Yeah.
But, basically she gave him 18 years without him having to work.
Yeah.
Like a real conventional job. So I'm like,
you talked about that last week.
Yeah. But I'm like, after 5 years, I'm like, hold on,
That's love, man. What you mean? That's love.
You'll let somebody not work for 18 years?
My wife?
But I'm talking about this, but y'all took on that responsibility together. Y'all came up with that decision. You didn't just be like...
I'm pretty sure she did too.
I know, but I'm saying y'all came up with that decision. Y'all is both of y'all.
Well, no, I'm talking about in the acrimony situation. I'm pretty sure they...
She was always telling him he needed to get a job.
Oh, it's just one thing.
But, she let him. But I would say even take it to job and career. Like, how long are we staying in positions that we in before we looking to move up? And is there an actual position to move up to? Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people stay in the positions that they are, knowing there's no clear way to advancement. So I'm like, I feel like no longer, we don't need to be complacent in anything that we do. Like I said earlier, my mom been on her job for 38 years. Mm-hmm. Don't nobody do that no more. Who stay on their job that long? And not saying, that's a bad thing.
People that just want to settle down.
The job won't let you stay on the job for 37 years.
Yeah,
it ain't too many. Yeah, it ain't too many companies you can say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to," and be there for 30 years these days.
True.
Yeah,
I couldn't work for a company. Not one company. 30 years.
30 years.
You got to be doing something good.
That's my whole life. I'm just turned 30.
That black men die young, right? So they say you be
I'm
working.
eating good. I'm taking care of myself. I'm trying to not be in that scenario of opposition.
You ain't gonna wait until the job kill you. Huh?
But I would say let's take it to another level about being complacent, like business advancement. We was talking about this off air, and that's talking about I'm talking about loans, industry upgrades. When are you doing upgrades for your business? Contract just expanded. I felt like when I was going out, when we first were starting Creative Group Economics, there was a lot of businesses that wasn't looking to do anything better with their business. Mm-hmm. They were kind of complacent of where they at. They wasn't trying to advance in technology. They wasn't keeping up with the industry around them. So I'm like, at some point in time, we have to pay attention to everything that's around us. We can't be complacent in anything that we do, especially business. Because our neighborhoods see to go down. Look at Third Ward. A lot of the business go down, and they're not keeping up with the stuff that's building up around it. So I feel like we always have to be, and I think we have to demand these of our businesses as well.
Do you think complacency could come from just safety?
Yeah, it's a safety net. I believe it's a safety net. Yeah, I believe it's a sort of safety net.
So if you put it to where all right, they say you gotta fight 2 times as hard to get half as much. And you talk about complacency.
So you get to a place and then you just stop because what was the trend? All our parents and stuff say, "Hey, look, you go to school, you go to college, you graduate, you get a good job."
Then you find out that can only go but so far.
Exactly.
All right, so then what do? You can't a lot of people don't really want to start all over. All right.
I mean, you don't have to start all over, but I believe we always have to be thinking about, like I always say, entrepreneurship is a lot of things that we can do.
What I've noticed a lot, especially going back in, let's say, jobs and relationships. A lot of people will stay in that because if jumping out, you could be starting right back from the beginning. you're easier to kind of, I guess, you have something, it's stable.
But what if there's no clear way to advancement? Then you just go accept the mediocrity forever.
But switching to something else may just be taking you backwards.
But is it a clearer path forward? Like I
And
may
so
go
for some-
take I may
for
go
some
take a
people,
position.
A clearer path forward doesn't look like it. You got to actually go through a muddy path.
Right,
For those
I'm
clearer
saying
paths
this.
forward.
Let's just say I'm at a job. It has no way for me to get a promotion. I may go take this other job where maybe I'm taking a pay cut and maybe I'm going back a little bit, but I have possibilities of advancement in the future that far outweighs the position that I'm in now. So how long do I keep staying in the position I'm in now?
So that
looking to press
that
forward.
opportunity just has to fall onto them, huh?
No, I'm saying you should always be looking.
Always be looking.
My resume is always on Indeed. I don't care what job I'm in. It's always on Indeed and Career Builder and everything else.
Always be looking.
Always.
Always.
In sales, they said always ABC.
ABC, always be closing. And getting the job is never selling yourself. So always be closing.
But I take it back to I'm going to tell you why you can't be complacent. Let's talk about college degrees that